Welcome to the studios of Panhandle PBS, where they've been kind enough to not only give us a crew, but cameras so we can put FM 90 music not just on the radio, but on the web at panhandlepbs.org/live stream. So if you want to watch us, please join in. You're about to see a fabulous band, and we'll let them get started from Baltimore. Will you make some noise for The Last Year?
Thank you guys very much. We're going to jump right into another song. This is actually brand new. Once we get back to Baltimore, we're going to be finishing up our full-length record. We just have out a EP right now, 5 songs. So we've got nothing but lots of new tunes. We're going to play you guys a few today. This is called Chemical.
Shakespeare tragedy. It moves into my heavy body. Once I swore I found style, but as unpredictable as you, I fall apart. It's chemical. I lose control. It's chemical. I thought you should know. It comes on when I least expect it. I lose all sense of time and space. Am I dead or am I dreaming? Can you take me out of this? An undesirable truth led by emotional scars. I keep a fire deep inside, but it gets dark. It's chemical. I lose control. It's chemical. I thought you should know. Don't be afraid what I've become. It's just a rare situation. Sometimes it's hard, but when it's done, was it worth it? Was it worth it? It'll be worth it, I swear. It's chemical. I lose control. It's chemical. I thought you should know. It's chemical. It's chemical. I thought you should know. I thought you should
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. The last year from Baltimore. Nikki, could you introduce the fine gentleman in this band with you?
I can. So this is Scott Griffith over here on guitar. This is Scott Ensign on bass. So Scott and Scotty, that's how we keep them apart. And tell them apart. And back here on drums, this is BJ Kerwin.
You and I talked somewhere 2.5, 3 months ago on the phone when a single was starting to take off a little bit. And then about 6 weeks ago, I got to see you guys in a high-profile gig at Sunset Sessions Rock out at the Belly Up and watched you blow away a room full of people at a famous bar out there, the Belly Up. That was really cool. I was wondering if we could talk a little bit about the timeline that you've been on since, let's see, Sugar came out in July last year, is that right?
Yeah, I think we're actually coming up on a year in August.
Okay.
I just looked at the copyright on the disc. That's how I know when it came out. But we've been nonstop. Like we've been very fortunate because we've all been playing music for a long time, and this EP we had no idea was gonna have the effect that it has for radio, for TV, for even our small little record label that we now have. So we've been hitting the road and trying to hit as many cities as we can, which is new for us because with radio, us being from Baltimore, coming out here to the West, it's really cool to hear people, out in the front row sort of singing along to your songs. You're like, how do you even know this song? I've never met you before. So we're on that ride right now.
Well, like I said, I watched you guys just blow away a room, and then since then the record kind of built a little bit, and you've been on the road lately doing stuff for radio stations. I have to give a shout out to Tracy and Patty at CO5 for getting you guys here. And evidently we have some vehicle repair people that we need to thank because you guys went through drama just to get here. Tell us the story of yesterday. I believe bowling was involved at some point too.
Yeah, so we were supposed to be in El Paso, Texas, but didn't make it. It was in the middle of the night on a couple days ago. I don't even know what day it was. I've lost track now since we've been on the road. But we ended up in Deming, New Mexico on this highway. It was like Highway 10. There's no mile markers or anything. And it was like black, pitch black to the right and left sides. And I'm sitting in the passenger side, and Scott is driving, and I'm like looking at my phone playing a game or something. And I felt like we ran over something, and I heard Scott go, using other words. He's like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. And you see like the guys in the back seat pop their heads up, and he's like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do we run over? What do we do? And he pulls over to the side. He's like, look out your window. And there was no tire on our trailer, and it was like the trailer was just dragging. So we're really fortunate that there was nobody else around, that we didn't get in a horrible, horrible accident or cause any other accident. But we were pretty much stuck there like waiting for someone to tow us for a couple of hours. And so that killed our El Paso trip. But we do have all the people of Deming to thank. It's like this really small city in the middle of New Mexico, if you've ever been there before. And Jimmy's RV shop fixed it in like one day. That's how good these guys were. They basically rebuilt an entire axle for us and then hooked us up with the local tire shop for a tire. It was cool, so we do have them to thank. We made it here. We really didn't know. He told us at first it was going to take a couple weeks, so thank goodness we made it.
We're really glad that you did. I mean, really, you guys are great. And you've done lots of other touring that I wanted to ask you about. We touched on it a little bit when we talked on the phone, but you've seen lots of the world, and all for a good cause, as the Nicky Barr Band. Mm-hmm. I was wondering if you could talk about some of your experience.
Yeah, so for a long time, three of us in the band were in the Nicky Barr Band. So if anybody goes online and Googles my name, you'll see all kinds of backstory and stuff. But we did a bunch of tours for the troops overseas for a while. It was over a span of 6 or 7 years, and we hit about 30 different countries, all for the troops. It was great. We were usually over there for the holidays, like Christmas, New Year's. Yeah, it was really a special time. I mean, we were in Afghanistan, Kuwait, Iraq. I even did some of the European, like Bosnia, Kosovo. Nobody goes there, so it was so I got to see. It was wild. I mean, they haven't quite still rebuilt from their war that they had over there. There's like bullet holes still in the buildings and stuff. It's crazy. Things you don't think about in the, being in the U.S. doing what we do. We're so preoccupied with our lives that going and seeing these other, countries, nations that are really rich in culture and their history, and seeing it, you're like, wow, this is where we came from, actually. So. Yeah.
Well, it's great that you do that. We're really glad that you made time to stop in Amarillo and play for us here at FM 90. If you're still trying to find us on the web, panhandlepbs.org/livestream. I've even memorized it now. Yeah. But we're the last stop for you guys for a while, right?
Yeah.
You're taking your repaired trailer, and you're going back to Baltimore.
That everything. Yeah, we still got a day and an hour, says Google Maps. So.
You'll make it.
Drive back.
You'll make it. But what's next? I mean, when I saw you out at the Belly Up, I heard a bunch of new songs, and I heard one of them today, and now you played one that I hadn't heard yet. We're playing Not the One from the EP because we needed something else to play. FM 90 listeners wanted to hear something else. You guys gonna go home and finish a record?
By the way, I just want to say FM 90 was one of the first stations to play our single, so I have to give you like,
Good stuff.
we're like, seriously, you're one of the first ones, so thank you for like listening to it and,
The listeners just caught on and we had to play it more and more and more.
Thank you. Our next step is to make a full-length record. We already have more than enough songs, and we've been sitting on them for a while, but we had to do the radio, we had to do the touring, so that came first. But this is next. It's the next record and the single. We have a few contenders for that, so we'll figure that out soon. So you'll be hearing another song very soon, probably by the fall.
Cool. We can't wait. And then after you do that, back on the road and everything else? Because that's what you do.
We live for the road when stuff goes right. But that's part of it too. It makes stories, and as long as everybody's safe, it's okay. We love the road. We've seen some great stuff this trip.
Well, cool.
Climbed mountains and stuff. Never done that before.
Very good. Well, thank you for sharing stories, and thank you for coming to play for us. You want to do a couple more?
Yeah. So we'll do Jealousy. We'll do a song called Jealousy.
All right. Once again, from Baltimore, The Last Year.
My soul sits in a hole, spinning around in fantasies, down on the ecstasy. Oh, I'm making some space so I can replace
thank you again to FM90 for playing the song. This is our this is our single. It's called Sugar.
Once again, the last year, thank you guys so much for coming. FM90 listeners, thank you for coming. And thanks to Panhandle PBS and for CO5 for making this happen. And we'll go back to FM90.